Hello and welcome to the Secret Wealth Project. I'm Matt. Hope you're doing all right. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make $1 million, okay? $1 million. I'm not even joking. Basically, you need two things. The first thing is a laptop or a computer. You don't need a MacBook Pro. You don't need a £2,699. God knows what that is in dollars. You don't need a MacBook Pro, but you need a laptop or a computer, okay? Maybe you can use a tablet, but I would prefer to suggest a computer. So that's step one, a computer, okay? Now you might say, oh yeah, but I need $100,000 to get started or something to make $1 million. No, you don't. You need that. So that's part one, and let me show you part two. All right, follow me. Here we go. We're gonna show you part two. Right, you got some weird bits and bobs in here. That's like an old time capsule that don't work anymore. In fact, that's an old router that doesn't work anymore. But this is what you need. This right here. See this bad boy? An internet connection. That's it. An internet connection. Okay. You need a computer and an internet connection. Right. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need $1,000. You don't need $1 million. You don't need $100,000, and you can make $1 million. I'm not even joking. That's all you need nowadays. There's never, ever, ever been a time in history where this has been possible, other than, say, the last 20-ish years. Swallow that for a minute. The last 20 years, this has been possible. Never before that. And who knows how much longer. Like, I know we've got on the internet, you've got a good 20 years run at it, but who knows in the future, you might not be able to, but right now you can. That's all you need. A laptop or a computer and an internet connection, and you can get rich. And I mean rich. What you can do, you can set up an internet business online, and then you can either reinvest some of your profits back into growing that internet business bigger and bigger and bigger if you want to. Or you can do a bit of that and you can take it out and put it into some assets. So I've just had my first ever tenant leave a house. I'm currently dealing with that now. Not quite sure how to deal with the deposit protection scheme thing. I set it up fine, but they want some repayment ID or something, and it's the first time I'm doing it. So I don't know how to do it. But regardless, the internet business, this and that little thing in the corner, the router that connects you to the internet, took this council estate kid from having nothing to buying this house, buying my car, buying multiple properties that I now rent out to other families so they can live in them, and they pay me a rent in return. So my money that I earned on the internet is now earning more money. And I did that all with those two things that I just shown you. Not a $3,000 MacBook, just a very bug basic PC and an internet connection. And at the time when I started, it wasn't even a broadband connection. It was one of them old screechy dial-up connections, which the older viewers amongst you will remember. I had an AOL connection, and your mum used to go nuts at you because when it was connected to the internet, no one could call you. So you couldn't take no phone calls or nothing like that. You were just connected to the internet, and it would screech. When you connect in, it would start going, I'm going to try and do the impression of a connection. But it used to go something like this. Something like that. That's my best impression. You older guys will be like, oh my God, Matt, that was the best impression ever. Or you'll just be like, that was the worst impression. And you younger guys will go, what? His internet used to go, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, it did. Seriously. It actually did. And you couldn't make a phone call or receive a phone call when you were connected to the internet. And before that, they used to charge you per minute. The one that I'm talking about, AOL Unlimited, I think it was. I think you could connect for an hour or something like that. And then it disconnected you. And then I think you had to ring up again and connect again. But it was like a one-off fee, I think, if I remember right. But before that, it was like you paid per minute to be on the internet. And it was slow. The slowest internet you've ever imagined. And now you guys have got broadband and it's all gone video, and you can stream so much content. Like right now, you're watching a video streamed over the internet. This was not possible when I started in this business. It just wasn't. But you don't need fast internet. You don't need a $3,000 laptop. Just a simple computer and an internet connection, and you can get rich. And here's how you're going to do that. So you need to pick a business model. So an online business model that is suitable for you is going to be a business model that is appropriate for your kind of the way you are, the way you like to do things, and appropriate for your capital level and things like that. So not all business models suit all the people. Like some people are like, oh yeah, I want to set up an Amazon private label business. I want to set up an Amazon private label business. And you're just thinking to yourself, look, you do that, you will fail because you're not, no offense, but you're not probably going to make that work because it's pretty difficult nowadays to make that work. And it's gone are the days where you could just throw anything up with a private label on it and make a fortune. Those days are gone. They're gone. And most of the people teaching the new techniques aren't really not really going to make it work for you. So, but anyway, let's not go into private label. That's another video for another time. But like, you've got to do a business model that's appropriate for you. So, for example, I like to push people down the online arbitrage route because it's really easy to get into. It's hard to fail at. And as long as you've got a little bit of money up front, I mean, if you've only got a couple $100, a couple £100 to your name, it's no point. No point. And there will be people that say, yes, there is a point. Yes, there is a point. But trust me, there is no point for most of you. Because let's say you've only got $200, pounds, whatever it is, and you've got to buy some stock with that. You've got to have decent margins in that, not make one mistake. And then once you got your profit out, which might take you a month, and let's say you manage to get, you buy £200 worth of stock, and let's say you manage to get, I don't know, £260 back or $260 back, okay? Well, then Amazon's going to take 30 of that in their monthly fees. Do you know what I mean? Just in their monthly account fees. And then, I don't know, maybe you've got some other bits and bobs to pay for. Maybe you've used some software. Well, then you're down. So don't be trying to go into that business with a couple hundred, even though there are people that say you can. And you know what? If you want anything bad enough, I'm a big believer you can. So could you make online arbitrage work with a couple hundred? Yeah, of course you could. Of course you could. But it's like trying to climb Mount Everest with no oxygen, no climbing training, barefooted, with no coat, no clothes on. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, maybe it's not that bad because you probably die. But you know what I'm saying? It'd be really difficult. But if you've got, I don't know, 500 to 1,000, then you're probably going to hit the ground running all right. You know, if you're smart and you do the right things, then you can make that work. But like, if you've got $100 to your name, don't be going into online arbitrage. So right there, online arbitrage will fit a lot of people. It'll be the right business model to get started with a lot of people, but not everybody, because you've not capitalized well enough. So just sit on it, wait, maybe save up a little bit of your money first and then go into it or something like that. Shopify dropshipping. This might be a good model for a lot of people. I really like Shopify dropshipping. There's really never been a time in the universe whereby you can set up your own e-commerce store with no inventory and no money and fully load it with products and look legitimate and be legitimate and set up a business with nothing. Just a piece of software that costs $29 a month. There's never been a time when you could do something like that. And it's amazing. Now, a lot of people struggle with it. Now, if they go through my Shopify Over The Shoulder course, they don't struggle getting to that first sale. If they put the effort in, put the time in. I mean, some people are always going to struggle a little bit. They maybe chose wrong niche or they're doing something slightly wrong and they don't know it yet. But like most people that do the Shopify Over The Shoulder course, if they stick with it, they get their first sales, which is a massive achievement with Shopify because most people don't get to the first sales. And I always say, if you can get to your first sales, then you can make more sales. Getting to that first sale is actually the hardest bit. Once you've done that, you could argue you're no longer a beginner because most beginners never get past first sales stage. But with the Shopify Over The Shoulder course, you do. You get to your first sales. And it's only a beginner's course. It's only aimed at beginners. We go a little bit further, but that's because I like to over-deliver. But basically, you get to that stage and you can make your first sales. And then it's a matter of educating yourself further, keep learning, keep testing, keep trying, keep pushing. And, you know, you could set up a significant business from very, very, very little. But again, that takes a little bit of, it takes some tenacity, it takes some hard work, it takes some willingness to lose a little bit of money on ads and things if you're using Facebook ads to get started. It takes some willingness to invest a little bit of time and effort and energy and a little bit of money to get to a stage whereby you can actually make money with it. But that doesn't suit everyone. Some people just like to buy and sell, while online arbitrage would be better for you. If you don't mind a little bit of a steeper learning curve, but potentially massive return, Shopify dropshipping might be better for you. Now, I've got some even better business models that are coming that really are going to make millionaires, or a business model that I'm going to be talking about a lot in the coming months and next year more so. It's going to make millionaires. It just is simple as I keep getting foreign worded emails dropping through and notifications of it, which is really putting me off. I don't even know what they are, but I know they're in foreign and I know they're from Amazon. So, but yeah, I mean, we've got some exciting things coming that might be up your street. But again, they might not be. You know, some people just like the idea of buying and selling. Now, other people don't mind a creative process. They don't mind doing a bit of video, or they don't mind, maybe they're good at writing and they enjoy writing. And, you know, maybe affiliate marketing or maybe content marketing or info product marketing or something would suit them better. There's huge money in info products. I've literally made a small fortune in info products. And I don't mean Secret Wealth Project info products. I've only been doing that. The first info product I sold with this Secret Wealth Project channel has been this year. And I've made millions before this year on non-internet marketing related info products. Huge money in it. So that might suit you better. But some people will be like, no, I don't want to sell any information products. I don't want to do any content marketing. I don't want to do any sales letters or sales videos. That's not my thing. I just want to buy and sell. Well, then, you know. So what I'm saying is there's lots of different ways you can get to the same kind of end goal. So if your end goal is to make $1 million, there's loads of ways to get there. And which one is right for you will depend on your skill set, your character, your preference, your level of capital, your willingness for risk, your desire for a certain amount of return. You know, it's not a dead straightforward question, but all of these things, all of the above, require a computer and an internet connection. So if you're wondering where to start, you've already got everything you need. Assuming you're watching this on a computer and assuming you've got an internet connection, you've already got everything you need. Arguably, you could borrow them, but I think the essentials are what you've probably already got, which is a computer and an internet connection. And now, the next thing you need, once you've decided on a business model, and obviously this is not a comprehensive way to decide on a business model, but once you've decided on a business model, you need to stick with it. You need to stick with it and not stop, not quit, never give up. You just need to keep moving forwards and stick with it. Stick with it. Stop shiny object chasing. Understand the pros and cons of the business model you are looking at choosing. Choose one of them, understanding those pros and cons, not buying into the guru's hype. They're just selling you stuff. But actually understanding what it's going to take and what it's potentially going to make, and the ups and the downs, because they've all got them. None of them are perfect. Otherwise, I would just say, do this. If I knew there was a shiny object that was going to work for everybody and was perfect for everybody, no matter what, I wouldn't even talk about there being multiple business models. I would just say, do this. But there isn't. There just isn't. Now, I've done tons. I know the pros and cons to tons of them. And it depends on you as to which one's going to be right for you. So, itchy nose. So, first step, internet connection and computer. Second step, understand what the business models entail and how they're likely to suit you. Don't just follow the money. Follow the money based on how your skill set and preferences are. Once you've chose that business model and understood the business model, start slowly. Start learning, okay? First step is to learn. YouTube's a great place to learn. Google some free videos. You might find something during that learning process that make you go, you know what, this business model is not for me. I'm not interested. Or maybe you just raise a few concerns. Well, go track down answers for those concerns. Now, if you want to look for a good place to track down those answers, find a Facebook group. They're like the modern day forums. Now, when I first started, it was all about forums. And they were, I mean, you older guys again will understand vBulletin was the main kind of forum platform. And basically you'd go on these forums, you'd register and you could talk to other people. Well, Facebook groups are kind of like the new forums. Forums have kind of died off a lot. There's still forums out there and they're still worth joining if you find a good one, but Facebook groups are now the new forums. So get yourself in a Facebook group that's related to the business model you're interested in and ask those questions, those red flags you've got, those concerns, ask them. Now, some of the big concerns that we see all the time, for example, Shopify. When people are looking at Shopify dropshipping, they go, hang on, this e-packet thing sounds good, but it's going to take 21 days to get from China to the US, the product is. No one's going to wait 21 days when they can get things next day or 2 days from Amazon. They're not going to wait that long. And in reality, they will wait that long, and there's ways to deal with it. And I thought the exact same thing. I had that same red flag. I had that same concern. But what you do is you reach out to people, or you just go into a Facebook group and you search it because it's been asked a million times before, and you get an answer. You read the answer. You have a look at the guy's post. Do you trust the person? You know, are they trying to sell you something, or are they genuinely trying to help? If they're genuinely trying to help and they seem respected within the group, then it's probably fair to assume you can probably trust their answer. Okay? I mean, it's a small community. Even though there's lots of people, there's tens of thousands in these bigger groups, it's a relatively small community of active people. And kind of the jokers usually get exposed at some point. And that doesn't always mean they're a joker just because somebody calls them out for something. It might just be haters or whatever. But typically the jokers get called out and kind of disappear. So as long as they're well respected and they answer your questions, or not your questions, you've seen them answer the questions and you trust them, then it's fair to assume that they're telling the truth and you can move forwards with it. Tick off those red flags. Get rid of them. Like... I think one of the biggest misconceptions of online arbitrage is they see that you can earn 50% ROI and they think that, well, that's it then. I'll just buy a ton of products with this sourcing software and then I'll get 50% ROI. And it's not like that in reality. There's loads of things that can trip you up if you don't know what you're doing. But if you've got the right education, then it's hard to get tripped up. But there's pluses and minuses as to every business model. Find the business model that suits you most and then find out the answers to the red flags. Okay, now what you want to do, once you've asked your questions or read about your questions and figured out, yeah, I'm fine with these, I'm fine with the risks, I'm fine with the pros and the cons, then what you need to do is you need to start slow and do that business model. Now, you might get some more formal training. I would highly advise getting a decent course. I just would, because I typically don't buy courses and I constantly regret it. What I do is I spend 6 months spinning my wheels, doing the wrong things, learning it. And by the end of it, boy, oh boy, have I learned it well. I know it real good through error and trial and error. But it's not the best way. It's not the clever. It's not the smartest way. It's not the fastest way. It's just the way I seem to tend to do it. But yeah, if you learn well from courses, then go and buy a course. It doesn't have to be one of my courses. I do offer paid courses. I offer free courses. I'm not telling you, this is not a pitch to sell you any of my courses. But get a course from somebody that looks trustworthy and then go through the course. You know what? Chances are that course won't take you 100% of the way there. If you think anything is, whether that's a mentor or a course or whatever, if you think it's going to take you 100% of the way there, then you're wrong. It's not gonna. You're still going to have to make some mistakes. You're still going to have to put some effort in it. You're still going to have to work hard. You're still going to have to do all these things. But it can shortcut the process massively. It can probably shortcut your process 80%. You know, Shopify dropshipping, don't do it without doing a course. You will get eaten alive. Seriously. It's not something that you can do learning from free videos here and there or just Googling stuff. You'll get eaten alive nowadays. It's just the learning curve's too steep. Get a decent course. I don't care if it's mine or one of the others. I don't care whose it is. Just get a decent course, okay? And then, just start working at it. Just start working at it. Start slowly. Some business models, you might be able to muddle through them. But again, it's silly. If a course is going to cost you $100, $200, $300, $500, $1,000 even, it could be the best investment you ever made. But just don't chase shiny objects. Don't stick to just buying courses and not doing anything with them. Just buy one course once you've decided on the business model and move forwards. Right? Once you're making money with it and once you've figured it out, start doing more of it. Whether that means opening a second store or creating a new private label product or a new private label brand or getting a virtual assistant to source deals for you, whatever it is, just start doing more of it, or what we refer to as scaling up. Now, the beauty of the internet, as I've talked about many times before on this channel, is that it disconnects time from money. It's not like a job. You go to your job and you earn your $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 a year, whatever your wage is, you earn that and that's it. You might get a little small bonus here and there. Maybe you've got a little income stream somewhere else. I don't know. But that's it. You're exchanging your life for money, or your time for money. Okay? If you start an internet business, there is a disconnect. You disconnect your time from money. You don't have to work harder to earn more money. You have to be intelligent. You have to put certain systems and processes in place. But once you do that, you can scale it up and you don't have to put in any extra time and money, depending on the business model, of course. Not everything is going to be like that, but mostly on the internet it is. Well, there is a way to make it that way, right? So now what you've done is you've gone from nothing, having an internet connection and a laptop or a computer or whatever. You've chose a business model, you've learned a business model. You've started slow and small, made a few mistakes, like a baby learning to walk. You fell over and you've got back up. And then you fell over again and you've got back up. Then you fell over again and you've got back up until eventually you can walk. Eventually you can run. Eventually you can ride a bike and climb trees. That's the key. Don't fall over and then just go, this was difficult. Time to look for an easier way to crawl. You'll never learn. You'll never get anywhere. You've got to stick with something. So if you've made a decision, this is the business model for me, stick with it. I cannot emphasize that enough. That is the key to success. Stick with it. Keep learning. Keep moving forward every single day. Every single day needs to be a day that you move forwards in your business. It doesn't have to be a leap. It doesn't have to be a massive movement forwards. It just has to be a movement forwards. That might be a couple of extra deals you sourced. Maybe you made a couple of extra buys. That's all it needs to be. That might be, you've prepped your shipment and you've sent it into Amazon. That might be you've added an extra 5 products to your Shopify store and maybe set up a Facebook ad, a $5 a day test Facebook ad or something. Just move forwards every single day. 7 days a week, never stop. You can stop sometimes briefly, but habits are formed, they say, by doing the same thing 21 days in a row. So just do it, or 21 times in a row. So stick with it. Do it again and again and again. Every single day, move forwards. Not answering a few emails, that's not a movement forwards. That's a treading water. Not answering a few PMs or reading a few posts on Facebook group. Hey, you've got to learn, but you've got to do as well. You've got to put some of that learning into place. So if you're spending 80% of your time in a Facebook group learning, make sure you spend, 10, 20% of your time doing the stuff you learned. Do you know what I mean? Just make sure you do it as well. And eventually, doing this process that I've just described to you, as simple as I've made that sound, and it is as simple as that, eventually doing this process for long enough, and it's not going to be 1 month, that's not going to be 3 months, that's probably not going to be 6 or 12 months, that might be 2 years. It might be 1 year. To $1 million, it might be a year. It might be 3 years. It might be 5 years, but who cares? Who cares? Just make it happen. Whether it takes you 1, 3, 5, 10, or 20 years, who cares? Just make it happen. Decide on a course of action. Decide you're going to stick to it. Decide you're going to make small, tiny footsteps, progress every single day, and keep moving forwards and keep making it happen. And eventually, I promise you, you will get there. If I can do it, you can do it too. I was just a broke council estate with no clue, no mentors, and no money. If a broke council estate kid with no clue can figure this stuff out, and I've managed to figure it out in multiple business models and made a lot of money in multiple business models, And even in non-internet based business models, I've still figured stuff out. But if I can do it, that little kid off that council estate, then you can do it too. I was not born special. I am not special. I am just like you. I'm just a little bit further down the road than you are. It might take you 5 years to get where I've got. It might take you 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. Who cares? You might take 1 year and smash everything I've done. That's okay. Do not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare yourself to me. Don't compare your journey to my journey. They're all different. Just focus on you and focus on being the best you can be and making progress every single day. And I promise you, with an internet business, you can get rich. No pitch. Not selling you anything here, just telling you it as it is, as I see it. And if you struggle to believe anything I've just said to you, then trust me, it's reality. Work on your mindset. Thanks for watching this video. I'm going to breathe now. I can feel my hands have got all tingly from slight hyperventilation from getting on my soapbox and getting a bit ranty. I apologize if you don't appreciate my rants. And I want to say a massive thank you if you have stuck with me for the 26 minutes so far of this video. Give me a thumbs up if you would. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If maybe it's been a light bulb moment for you, or maybe you've thought, Matt, give me some of my life back. I've just spent 25 minutes listening to you just talk about something I already know. Different people are going to see this video in different ways. It might be that, wow, it's as simple as that. He's right. I'm just going to get on with this and make it happen. It might be that life-changing moment for you. Or it might be that moment of, Matt, I already know all that stuff. What are you talking about? We're all in different stages in our mindset. We're all in different stages in the journey. But trust me, you can do it. I promise you. I promise you. If you've watched this far and understood this video this far and understood it all and took it all in, then you have everything you need to make an internet business work. So go out there now and do it. Smash it. Make it happen. For me, for you, for your kids, for your future kids, for your future grandkids, for your mum and dad, whatever your reason is. I don't know, so you can buy a nice car to impress the ladies. So you can buy that house you wanted. So you can go on that holiday you wanted. So you can quit your job or fire your boss. Whatever your motivations are, remember your why and make it happen. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Matt. This has been The Secret Wealth Project. I will see you in the Facebook group, The Secret Wealth Project Facebook group. And if you want to say anything, comment down below and click subscribe if you've not already. What are you waiting for? Let me know what videos you want to watch as well. I'll do my best to do them for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Matt. I'll speak soon. Bye-bye.